Hey guys, I'm just going to do a quick video tutorial here on how to, in 30 minutes of gameplay, get your SimCity city from start, basically on a brand new map here, up to producing more than $12,000 per hour. There's no cheats or anything like that used here, and you do take out some loans, but they're paid off by the end within that 30-minute time frame. So the first thing I like to do for building a first city here in an area is generally to try to pick a large flat area, just because it's easier to build stuff on and you don't have as many restrictions. If I want to build a cooler looking city, I'll generally do that as my second city. So the most important thing you want to check out here is the wind direction. And that's just so that you can decide where your industrial stuff goes and where all your sewage and power plant and all that stuff goes, so that you don't interfere with the residential happiness of your people. Also, you have to connect the road that I just did there, so that your city can be approved and connected to everything. So the first thing you're going to do there is just take out maximum loans. And you're going to build out a basic road setup here, just so that you can get decent traffic going through everything. Also, you're going to take the smallest and cheapest avenues to start with, and you can always upgrade them later once you get a little bit more population and money flowing in. And you're going to add your coal plant. I choose the coal plant first just because it's easy to maintain. It doesn't produce a whole lot of power, but it's cheap and it's easy to maintain at the start here. You build your hydro pump station so that you can have water for all your Sims there, and your sewage outflow pipe. The sewage outflow pipe is a crappy thing to build because it does leave a lot of underground waste, but at the start there's no other option when you're building a brand new city. Next thing you're going to do is fill out all of the areas, basically zone everything. You got to keep in mind that you have to have mixed residential and commercial, and that's just because your Sims need places to shop to be happy as well. And you want to have all your industrial, like I have it set down there, downwind, so that all the pollution and stuff blows away from the residential areas. Again, it's just to keep your Sims happy and they're less likely to get sick. You'll notice there that I just checked out to see where the oil happened to be on this map, and it ended up being a bit far away for me to actually go ahead and do that this early. You're going to build your trade center, because the trick to having that much money in such a short period of time is basically by building an Omega Corp as soon as you can. So you're going to need to have oil, raw ore, and well, you also need coal for your power plant itself. That's temporary. You can change that later on and add something else once you upgrade to oil for your power source. Next thing you have to do is you have to go into the settings here and actually set it to import stuff, because if you don't, it won't actually do anything. You'll notice later on in this video here, I check on it every now and again and make sure that it's actually spreading out the resources. Next thing I'm doing here is just adding some ponds. I like doing ponds because they seem to be the best bang for buck, and they increase land value, and as a result, when the land value is higher, it tends to zone with higher density faster. At least that's my experience with it anyways. So again, you'll see here I'm just checking to make sure that there's all the supplies that I need to make an Omega factory, and then I'll be shutting off everything so that I can have the revenue and money in hand to actually start building it. The key to it, again, like I say, is the having the Omega Corp fast, because it increases your profits a ton. Again, here that I'm doing right now is just adding up the City Hall. Again, it'll raise the happiness of the Sims, and I try to keep that in a residential area, because as you see there, keeps the Sims very happy, or increases all their land value and all that kind of stuff. For this tutorial as well, I'm trying to keep everything so that it's in a pretty small area of the map, so that there's a lot of area for you guys to basically do whatever you want in the other sections of the map once you get established with the same amount of money coming in. So again, now I'm just adding some residential areas to have some more workers for an industry, and very shortly here I'll be adding an Omega Corp. And again, I'm just zoning around the edges there because I plan to expand with roads, and I don't want to if at all possible. I don't want to have to destroy houses afterwards. So now we're just about ready to build the Omega Co there. We'll get that up, and then all of a sudden profits will spike quite a bit, and then they'll go down a little bit as we do stuff there. So big thing with the Omega Co is you definitely want to have that as far downwind as possible, because if not, it will increase how much your sims get sick. And with this particular video and tutorial, you're going to have basically the medical building is the last that you're going to actually be building with it. I like to as well, as soon as I get the Omega Corp up, try to build an extra delivery truck inside the trade depot so that it can basically get your supplies out faster, because at the start you're kind of managing resources and buying specific things, turning it on and off, you're importing just while your money is there. Like you can see there, I'm out of oil, so I have to turn off raw ore for a minute so that I can build up the funds to import some more oil before my Omega Corp runs out of oil and stops producing Omega. Again, you'll see in a very short time frame there, my revenue almost doubled. Another thing that I didn't notice when I was doing this video as well is that I didn't quite build the fire hall this early. It's not generally too much of an issue, but you'll find that very quickly after you build an Omega Corp, you'll start seeing more fires for whatever reason. They start popping up. Just make sure as soon as you can you bulldoze all the burned buildings, and when you get your fire hall up, it'll put the fires out pretty quickly. So a lot of this at the start, as you start getting stuff down, is just basically waiting for population and all that kind of stuff to build up, and waiting for density to increase. You'll notice here I just had a red flag saying that I needed trash pickup because I hadn't built a trash facility yet. So we're just about to build a waste facility here to, again, just about the Sims' happiness and try to keep it. Even with a city this small, I probably didn't need to try to build extra garbage cans just yet. I usually will just build garbage disposal or waste disposal place, and then as it starts to beep yellow or red, then start to add some more pickup trucks for it. And we're just about at that phase right now where we're going to be increasing the density of the roads, and when you increase the density of the roads, it increases the land density as well, so you'll have bigger buildings start being placed into there. Also, it's a happiness thing. Once traffic starts getting bad, your Sims will be unhappy. They take longer to get to work, and businesses take longer to open up. So again, here we're just expanding some residential because monitoring the bars there, it shows that I'm low on residential. I try to keep the city just because it's nicer to look at and easier to manage later on when you start adding ecologies and all that kind of stuff. It's easier to bulldoze stuff if it's semi-squared off anyways, and easier to build new roads. If you have to upgrade certain roads to have all avenues, which eventually you will have to do in your city, it's easier to bulldoze stuff and make another straight through road. Another thing we'll be doing here is trying to add another production line to the Omega Corp so it can get to more residents, more commercial and industrial buildings here. So again, it's kind of a waiting game for large sections of this part where you're just waiting for a little bit of funds and having your revenue get up there and build some more money to continue expanding. And right now at the bottom portion, we're using it about half of the map size. Again, just going to add some parks here to increase happiness and eventually land density. And now just going through the upgrades of the roads to, again, increase density size so that my population can increase. And that, again, leads to more money and businesses actually having employees to work into them. So looks like we got a lot of oil in stock here right now and a lot of supplies that we will need. Just gonna add some more industrial and residential up there. And again, try to keep in mind that you always want your industrial downwind of all your residential, and if possible commercial as well. Now we're just at that point where we're going to start to pay off our bonds that we've taken. Again, that's just kind of personal preference for me. They will eventually pay off slowly. I'm just trying to get everything done here in 30 minutes of actual gameplay, so that you can see how fast you can set up your starter city, and then you'll have, at the end of this, you'll have over half the map to still work with. So I'm taking out another bond here shortly because we need a police station. We've got the police icon down there is red, and that'll lead to unhappiness pretty quick, which will lead to a population spike downwards, which we want to avoid, especially this early because it takes a lot longer to recover from it. So we're just going to pop up our police station here. Again, I try to do this in a residential area because it seems to increase happiness. You actually get a better effect if you put it near commercial areas and industrial, because there's more crime that seems to happen in the commercial and industrial areas. But at this point it doesn't really matter where we have it. You can see we're down to just one bond, one fresh one that we took out, and now we're again just continuing. We're at $9,161 per hour, which isn't bad at all. Pretty quick into that, and we don't really have any actual problems. So we're going to have to expand our police department here pretty quickly because we do have a lot of industrial in this city. We're just adding that extra production line for Omega, and that'll be a huge increase in our revenue because now it's going to be able to deliver it to more different areas here, which is exactly what we want. You can see we're starting to have some other issues pop up here now, which we'll fix before we end this 30 minutes of gameplay here. So we need another... First I'm going to upgrade all the roads here again to increase the density and traffic flow. There's not really a huge traffic flow problem right now, but I'm just trying to encourage the density to basically pick up at this point. So we're going to add another sewage overflow pipe, just because we're having some issues with it. And again, this is one of those items that you definitely want to have at the very end of the map and downwind for sure. So you can see right now we're actually at 13,000 per hour, but I wanted to make sure that we had all of our issues that we're having corrected. So we're having some crime problems, so we're going to quickly build some an extra jail cell and some more patrol cars for the area. Get the flag up there just because it looks nice. And we'll do the same for the fire hall there. Get the flag out and make it look nice. And now we're sitting at $12,768 per hour. We still do need to make a medical clinic, but that's not a big deal at all. We just paid off our last bond, and now we owe no money here. We're just about to pay it, and boom. All your bonds are paid off. You're making $13,164 per hour, and that's in less than 30 minutes of gameplay. Thanks for watching.